The Beatles had a habit of writing songs about one another, sometimes in admiration, sometimes with a critical edge. George Harrison and Ringo Starr occasionally contributed their own works or assisted with Lennon's compositions, but it was the musical tension between Paul McCartney and John Lennon that left a lasting impression. When either of them directed subtle jabs at the other, it revealed the complicated mix of friendship, rivalry, and lingering resentment that characterized their relationship, making those moments especially powerful. By 1971, when Lennon was in the process of recording and releasing his now iconic Imagine album, the dynamic between him and McCartney had deteriorated to a seemingly irreparable point. Their disagreements spilled into their music. McCartney fired the first shot with his song Too Many People, a track that Lennon clearly recognized as containing veiled criticisms aimed at him. He commented that McCartney's Ram album was full of pointed messages, noting sarcastically how lines like "too many people going where" and "missed our lucky what" sounded far from accidental. To Lennon, it wasn't just a matter of interpretation. He and those around him, including Yoko Ono, all picked up on the same undertones. In response, Lennon wrote and recorded "How Do You Sleep?", a direct and biting rebuttal. With George Harrison contributing guitar parts, the track carried even more emotional weight, something that surely would have stung McCartney deeply. In a letter addressed to Paul, Lennon later acknowledged that the idea for the line, "just another day," had come from Alan Klein, adding with biting humor that Klein must have been a poet. He dismissed the backlash to his approach by claiming he wasn't trying to make anyone laugh, describing the song as essentially a furious letter set to music. But Lennon didn't stop there. Another track on Imagine, titled "Crippled Inside," seemed to contain another veiled reference to McCartney. Harrison joined Lennon once again during the recording of this song, and his performance was, as always, solid and dependable. Although the track may not be the most celebrated on the album, it still stands as a lyrically rich and stylistically unique piece, reinforcing the productive creative connection between the two former bandmates. Crippled Inside blends folk rock elements with Lennon's evolving lyrical philosophy. The song offers insight into the broader themes of the Imagine album, suggesting that external transformation means little without genuine internal change. It marked a shift in Lennon's songwriting, from introspective and poetic to more emotionally raw and confrontational. Among the song's lyrics, one line in particular, "You can live a lie until you die," has often been interpreted as another jab at McCartney. While the line may seem general at first glance, its placement and tone have led many to see it as a personal remark. At the time, the two were locked in heated legal disputes over the Beatles' contracts and business dealings. Lennon appeared to hold McCartney accountable for much of the friction, and this lyric seems to encapsulate that frustration, implying that McCartney was hiding behind appearances, unwilling to accept responsibility for the rift between them.